Hello, everybody. I am Christian Caio and I am a relationship coach. I am so happy tonight because I can introduce you Neusa Catoja, an amazing transformation coach and author that she will share her topics about self-love. This is my first interview online on my YouTube channel, and I created this channel to help you to discover more about yourself and your relationship. So now it's time to introduce our first guest of this amazing live. And please leave your comments because Neusa will be happy to respond to you with her piece of advice. So, Neusa, welcome. You can
Thank you.
introduce yourself, speak about your life, your experience, what you're doing. I'm so happy and I am so excited because you are an amazing woman. You have so a lot to do
Thank you.
to share with our guests. So please share your experience live and so on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored that you invited me, Christian. I really appreciate you. We met at a time when we were both actually learning to be speakers, and we've had that connection since. I thank you so much for your support. So yes, my name is Neusa Catoja. I am a transformation coach, an author, a poet, and international speaker. I actually have another language. So my first language is Portuguese, and I speak it fluently. So what I do is I help women to reconnect with themselves and help them and guide them to a journey of self-love, to help them to see their worth, to discover their inner beauty, so they can empower themselves to be able to create or design, should I say, the life they deserve, and help them to be authentic, to not be afraid to ask for what they deserve, to not be afraid to use their voice. I coach men in terms of body dysmorphia, which is a subject many people about, and we can delve into it deep. I can explain a little bit more about that. And I also help women who are dealing with depression, anxiety, overwhelm, emotional burnout. And just, a lot of my clients tend to be from the age of about 30, 35, all the way to 60. So there's no age in terms of who I support. So I kind of do quite a lot right now.
Wow. And there is something incredible because when I met you some years ago, you were in the middle of this transformation. And then you were so committed to go on towards your goal.
Mm,
And now I
mm,
am in my hand your book. It's something beautiful.
thank you.
Now I read your book for the second time because
Oh, wow.
always can discover something new. So
Hmm.
I invite our viewers, our followers to read your book because they can discover more and more and more step by step. And then is beautiful because a part of your story that is very astonishing, they can discover more about themselves because inside you have written very useful exercise. So
Mm.
please try to discover yourself with this amazing book and leave your comment on our YouTube channel. So, Neusa, you have a story that is magical because it's impossible just in one live speak about you. So,
Thank you.
because I made some question for you, but with your energy, it's impossible to stop my curiosity because as you told before to our followers, I met you during Toastmaster, but your transformation is so magical and beautiful that it's impossible to make just 5 questions for you. So,
Hmm.
Neusa, how and why you became a transformational coach? What has driven you to become a professional in this industry?
Well, prior to actually having my own challenges with, body dysmorphia, severe depression, anxiety, I was actually on a journey of being a personal trainer. So I was helping women to transform their bodies. And I was all about, you can have the perfect body. And my company at the time was called 5 Star Physique. So it was always about outer appearance. So I was helping women to lose the weight, to feel more confident, and it was all about the external. But what I didn't realize is that our mind is the most important thing. What we say, our body becomes. You know, what we speak, we become. So when I then went into a dark hole of not realizing and what was going on and literally losing myself, as many women describe it, I've lost myself. I literally lost myself. I then wanted to find out how can I come out. I was suffering for 4.5 years. That's how long I was in it for. I could barely leave my house, and I needed to figure out why I couldn't leave. And I've always had this gift of helping people. You know, as a personal trainer, I wanted to help women. I just dealt with women, and because I had this gift, when I was stuck, I wanted to help myself first because I was like, how do I come out of this situation? I didn't want to take medication. I was seeing loads of different mental health professionals, but because I didn't believe in the conventional medicine, I believed there was something inside of me. I needed to discover it. So I searched online for a lot of answers and I came across a life coaching course. And I thought, okay, once I do this course, it will help me transform. But the thing is that when you want something so bad and you want it to happen so badly and that's all you want, sometimes you do things out of desperation. So I was so desperate that when I did the course, I actually did the NLP, neuro linguistic programming, which helps with your subconscious mind. But in terms of you learning so that you can teach someone else, you have to be okay yourself. So when I went into the course and I was in a, I think the course was like for 3 days full of other students, I wasn't sleeping. I was severely depressed. I was severely anxious. And the more I learned, the more anxious I became. So nothing was going in. So I did the course. I left the course with a qualification, but feeling like I could not adapt nothing because our brains is like a computer. So I'm not sleeping. I'm not resting. I'm feeling very negative about myself. I'm calling myself all these names. Therefore, when I went into the course, my brain wasn't open to receiving more information. So again, I felt like a failure. But it wasn't until, as we go through the questions, when I say a bit more about how I transformed my life, is that when I then started to transform my life and I felt better, I reached out to my original teacher that taught me the NLP and I said, look, at the time, you know how bad I was. It wasn't working. It didn't work. I feel like I wasted the money, because I still had a debt with her. I was still paying monthly. And I was like, what am I going to do now? So I said to her, can I redo it again? But the beauty of when you're ready to change, when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. I was now ready, and she was ready for me too. So she said, you know what, Neusa, you can redo the course again. However, this time you have to do the NLP and the life coach together. You can't do them separately. So she allowed me to redo the first one without having to pay extra. And then she added another extra amount so that I could do both. And then when I went there, it's like a magic, like a bulb switches on in your mind and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I can really do this. And because I was already taking the steps of transformation, I literally, by doing a course and qualifying, I had the structure now. Now I knew, and I just couldn't wait to finish the course to be like, right, this is what I'm going to do now. So that's how it was through my pain that I realized that in order for me to be a coach, I had to coach myself out of it. Because if I don't know what my client is going through personally, how can I connect with them and say, I can help you because I've been there? There's so many life coaches nowadays and they do so many different things. But most of the life coaches are expert in their field. I, for myself, couldn't coach someone on their mindset when I was a personal trainer because I didn't know about the mindset. I knew about the body. I could train you about the body, but I couldn't train you about the mind. But now I can train you about the mind, but I can also train you about something that not many people know that they have. Men have it too. The body dysmorphia affects so many people, and it's actually a high increase of suicide rates, and people don't know this. People don't actually know they have body dysmorphia. That's how bad it is. But people are committing suicide because they don't like the way they look. It's that simple. So for me, that's what enabled me to be that transformation coach, is that I transformed my life within a matter of 21 days. And then the rest of it was a journey to self-love. So that's what led me into becoming
Wow,
who I coach that I am today.
it's beautiful. Yes, I am agree with you because the first step is self-love. As a coach, we can show the way, but until people they are not ready to understand the importance to love themselves before they can reach the goals or improve or find a partner or improve their
Yeah.
relationship or
Yeah.
change the job. So your story
Mm.
is the right example for both women and men, of course.
Mm.
And then you have done so many things in a short period of time that is something unbelievable. Despite I am an energetic person, you are better than me. Wow! So I need to discover your secret. So
Yeah. Well.
uh, then I want to know what has driven you to write instead your book that I recommend to our viewers. Is on Amazon. Then you can share the link on our comment.
I'm gonna I'm gonna put the link on the comments now from my phone because I can't connect online. So let me just put the link right here, right now. So anybody that wants to purchase the book can go directly to Amazon as well to purchase the book, or they can come directly to me. I can speak a bit more of the book, and then they can come directly to me as well because I've developed what's called a self-care book hamper, self-love book hamper that has a few little gifts so that you can enjoy the book, you can enjoy the journey, you can relax because we women deserve everybody deserves me time, but women are so busy running around doing everything for everybody else that they don't get that, the 10 minutes right now. This is my time. So not many
Yes,
women give
yes,
themselves that time. And because they don't give themselves that time, they believe they're not worthy of that time for themselves. So I've developed this self-care book hamper where you get the book, you get a
ah,
journal, you get a pen, nice little gifts, and it's a nice little collective self hamper for yourself. It's treating yourself, isn't it?
yes,
So I'm just gonna put the link to the book on the bottom
yes.
right here.
Meanwhile, you are writing something on the comment. Uh,
Yep, with the
this
link.
book is very useful because Neusa maybe she want if you want to read her poetry. If you want, you're free to read. You can choose a poetry. This book is amazing because uh, Neusa has written her journey, but in this journey, she's not alone because she wanted to help her readers to discover their inner power with a lot of exercise. I am a
Mm.
life coach, a relation coach, but I never stop learning. And with this book, I can improve myself as well because I can discover
Mm.
more and more exercise in this book. So
Yep.
something is a little gem. This book is a little gem.
Yes.
Don't leave it in your bookshelf, but put in your bedside and read at night before going to bed. Okay.
I've actually got
Uh,
some friends that book. I've got some friends that
sorry.
bought the book and they said, "Oh, Nels, I bought the book just to support you." And the book is on a bookshelf. And then they're saying to me, "Oh, Nels, I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling." I'm like, "Grab the book, read the book." And they're like, "Oh yeah, but I don't have the time to study the book." And my question is, so do you not have time to look at yourself? That's all it is. It's the time for yourself. So it's really it's it's not so much a shock, but it's not many women put themselves and give themselves that time. So I'm just trying to find the book so that I've got it here in front of me. That's it. So not many put themselves and give themselves the time. And when I was severely depressed, I was at home, but I had so much time for myself, but I was worrying about everything. I was anxious about everything. Although I had all of this time in the world, I was anxious about everything. And even now, with the challenging times that we've got right now with COVID and the situation that we've been in, it's time for people to go within. But people are afraid to go within because they're afraid of what they're going to find. They don't want to face themselves. So for me, it's like once you begin to go inside, and this is what I did to heal myself, I had to go within and I had to ask myself the questions. And the question is always, who am I? Who do I want to be? What do I want in my life? All too often we worry about what we don't want. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want to, I can't do this and I can't do that. But we don't focus on what do you want then? If you keep on saying, I don't want something, we don't want to know what you don't want. We want to know what do you want. And once you know what you want, then you start asking yourself the questions, how do I get there? What do I need to feel better? And these are the questions I had to ask myself. Like not sleeping very well, anxious, all the things that I asked myself. But the one thing that I wanted was number one, I wanted to sleep better, but I couldn't heal that situation right now because, I can't just say I want to sleep and the sleep comes. But because I was continuously being stressed and overwhelmed and anxious, my brain is not shutting down. So, of course, I'm not going to sleep. So, I had to ask myself, what are the
Yeah.
things that are making me anxious? So, one of the key things that was making me anxious was what to eat and what not to eat. If you're body dysmorphic and you want to lose weight, you're constantly focused. What you focus on, you attract. And all I kept focusing was wake up in the morning. I'm afraid I'm going to overeat today. I don't know what I'm going to eat today. If I eat this, it's going to make me feel fat. Let me go on the internet and search for the next diet. That's it. I'm going to do this diet. And then when I failed, oh my God, I'm a failure. I've got to start all over again. That was my issue. That was the constant issue. So how can I sleep if I'm constantly thinking about that? So one of my resolutions to that is I need to let go. I need to stop controlling because if you keep on doing the same thing and over again, you're gonna get the same result. And that's what I was doing. I was thinking, right, today I'm gonna find the perfect diet. I'll go on the internet for 3 to 4 hours. I became obsessed with it. I'll search all these perfect diets. I'll find the perfect diet. Right, that's it. Tomorrow I'm gonna start. And then I'd start, I'd fail, right? Okay, maybe this one doesn't work. Let me find another one. I couldn't even go to restaurants with my family and my friends. I couldn't go to my mom's house without judging what she cooked. So no wonder my brain is so anxious about what to do and what I can and can't do. Of course, I'm not going to sleep at night. So once I knew what it was that I needed to do, I then needed to learn how, because you can't just turn around and say, okay, I've been dieting all my life. I'm just gonna stop now. It's impossible. It's just like saying I've been smoking all my life. I'm just gonna stop now. But then you have to find, okay, these are the reasons why it's making me anxious, but this is what I need to do. How do I now do it? Take a few slow steps. And I believe that every person I coach is the simple steps. Sometimes when I coach someone, they're like, oh, is that all I have to do? I'm like, yes. As you can see from my exercises, Christian, they're very simple. They're very simple. And people ask me, is that all I have to do until I speak to you next time? Yes, that's all you have to do. One small thing at a time, because I wanted to wake up the next day transformed. So I had a list of all these things that I had to do. I looked at the list and they were impossible. Because as a coach, we do the short-term goal, we do the medium goal, and we do the long-term goal. So my long-term goal is that I wanted to sleep and I wanted to enjoy life again. That was my long-term goal. So what's my medium-term goal? My medium-term goal is that I need to feel healthy and I need to feel alive. But what's my short-term goal? My short-term goal is I need to stop worrying about the food. So I focused on the short-term goal. Then as soon as I focused on the short-term goal, my mind was clearer now. I'm not feeling any better. This was within 20 days of me, doing the transforming my negative thoughts to positive thoughts, using affirmations. All of that worked within 21 days. And I was like, oh, I'm not waking up with the negative thoughts anymore. Now that I'm not waking up with the negative thoughts anymore, what can I now do to make myself feel more energized? Let's focus on healthy eating, not a diet anymore, but let's focus on healthy eating. And there were certain things that weren't good for my body. By week, I replaced it. I didn't just take them out, I replaced it, and I realized my energy started coming. And I started my journey around probably December, January 2018. This January 2018 was really the decision. The decision making was in October, December 2017, but the steps to doing it was from January to March. By April, I started to sleep. So
Wow.
months, I started to sleep, and I was feeling energized, and I was feeling better. So it's just making yourself that decision, and then saying, I'm gonna now take the small steps to get
Yes.
to get the long term that I want. So
Yes.
that's the
We
simple way to do it. You have to make it very, very simple.
very simple. Yes, especially in our Western culture, we are always pressed by false dogma that we are happy just if you are busy. And our
Mm,
mind
yeah.
from childhood get busy because people they told you what to do or what kind of person
Yeah.
you need to become. So
Mm,
your story is the right example that is better to put ourselves first, our happiness, and then step by
yes.
step with calm, of course, because the life requires time and the process. We can change our life,
Mm,
but step by step, because the life is a process.
yeah.
For example, this live
Yeah.
interview
Yeah. I always
is
say to people, trust
a little gem
the
in
process. I always
a big process. Maybe one day we'll see, wow, we start together making something beautiful. But today is
mm,
we are we have a different kind of background. Maybe next 6 months we are different. So the life is a process. And people they need to be patient
it's a
and
process.
understand the importance to take step by step improving. And then in our Western culture, one of the problem is to learn that we need to make mistakes.
Mm,
Without
yeah.
mistakes, we can learn.
To them. Yeah.
So, would you like to read
When I do
a
my business.
poet? Well, how
Oh,
do you feel?
okay. Let me see.
So, because
Yes.
I
I'm just gonna. Did you want to pick one for me, Christian? How about you pick one for
sorry.
me? Because I like all of my poems. So how about you pick one for me?
I need to read.
Do you want me? I can
Oh my
read it
God.
for you. I'll read it, but you pick one for
Yeah, yeah,
me.
yeah.
Is there one particularly that stood out for you? Do you have a favorite one, and I can read that?
Ah, the first one. She's a queen or solo woman.
Those were dedications to the two people I dedicated it to. How about actually
Ah,
we're talking about a woman's worth? Should I read a woman's worth?
yes.
Yeah, let me read
I
a woman's
suppose.
worth.
Yes, I think that this one is a. Oh, she's a queen. It's beautiful. I
Dedicated to
think
my mum.
yes, this one is a
That one.
beautiful.
She's a
I
queen.
cried. This one I read.
That was dedicated to my mum. My mum cries every time. Yeah,
Well,
yeah. That's
this
my
one is
mum's poem.
beautiful.
I'm gonna
And then
read. Uh, oh, your sound's gone slightly.
you
She is
can
a
read.
queen. Yeah, that's dedicated. That was dedicated to my mum. Oh no, that's not my mum's one. So do you want me to read that one? That wasn't my mum's one. That's a different one. I'll read that one actually. She is a queen. Let me go for that one. She is a queen. Let me find it. She's a queen. I think that one was the one dedicated to my mum actually. Do you want me to read that one or Women's Worth?
Or you can read
Christian?
something that you. Or a quote. We can read a quote
Oh,
because
actually,
you're.
I forgot. She is a queen was actually dedicated to a friend of mine. So let me
Or you can
go
read at
for.
page 142. There is who I am. Yes. This one
Is that a
is
poem, yeah?
amazing. Yes.
Who am I?
Sorry, dear viewer. This one
Is
is
that who I am? Am I?
our first live. So yes, it's a page 142. This one is a
Okay, who am I? Okay, hold
yes.
on. I don't have page numbers on mine, so let me just. Okay, so is that this one with the love heart?
Yes. Kelly, sorry.
Okay, cool. That's okay. Got that one. I'm going to read Who Am I? Yeah?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Lost it slightly. Let me just go back. Because I'm looking at it from my phone. Usually I always have the phone, okay, got it. Who am I? I am the light that shines so bright. I am the one who won the fight. I am the friend that you desire. I am the voice born to inspire. I am a woman full of grace. I am a warrior of life who won the race. I am made of love and full of passion. I came into this world to fulfill my mission, to uplift queens who will raise and support their kings, protect their princesses to become queens, to see their worth and their inner beauty, to light the world and end the pain, to remind you that your suffering was not in vain.
Wow. And then you see, from a darkness, you have created a poet that's lovely. This one is a
Mm.
miracle of life. So
Because I had
you
no
can
idea
imagine if you have a
I had no idea I was a poet. I only began to write poetry when I started to
exactly.
get better. So when I started to get better, because when I did, remember when I did the first speech at Toastmasters, I wasn't doing poetry then. I wasn't doing poetry then. I didn't even know
Wow.
I had it in me. But after I did that first speech, I then started to write in my journal, and everything that I was writing started to become poetry. And then I started to put it on social media. And my partner was like, Nelsa, your poems are really good. Maybe you shouldn't put all of them in there. Maybe you should write a book. So my partner said it, then one of my friends said it, and then a third person said it. And they're like, Nelsa, you're putting all of your stuff out there. Make sure you put it together into a book. And I'm like, I'm just sharing how I feel. I'm expressing my emotions. I'm expressing what I went through, because a lot of my poems is like it starts from darkness to light. Every single poem as starts with a difficult situation, and then I empower you through my words to the light. So that was just me. I guess that was me healing and me expressing through to what I go through now. Because even when I read my poems now, you said you read my book 2 times. I've read my book like 7 times over, because and every time I read my poems, it doesn't matter which one it is, I end up crying because it brings me into that emotion. So I just started to share it, and then I realized I can do poetry. And I tell you what, I write my poems within 2 minutes or 5 minutes maximum. I just grab a pen, I think of a word, or I think of a sentence, or I have a feeling, and I write. And it just finishes, and it becomes like a story, and then it's done. I've already in this phone, I've already got loads of poems for my second book.
Wow.
It
So this
depends
one
how I
is
feel. I just express. That's it. Yeah.
this one is a great news because so are you writing your second book now? Is right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah. I'm actually doing a journal. I'm doing a journal.
we are waiting for your second
The
book.
next one is going to be a journal. Yeah. The second one is going to be a journal, not an actual book. And then the third one is going to be an actual book. So right now I'm just
Wow, an
focusing on doing
action
a
book.
nice journal to, because not many people know how to journal properly, and there's no right or wrong way. But
Mm.
what I want to do is I want to guide you to write your journal, so it's still giving you exercises to help you, but you're writing it yourself, you're expressing yourself. So that's how I That's how I want to do it, in a sense of guiding you. It's a self-love journey again, but it's a self-love journal that you get to write yourself. Because even there's a page in my book where I encourage you to write your own poem, because we've all got self-expression. There's a client I've taken on recently, and she's going to be doing my online course. I've just launched a course called How to Stop Being Everything to Everyone and Be at Peace with Yourself. And 8 ladies joined last week. Within a week of me launching it, 8 ladies joined, and they started already. They're starting this week, actually. And one of them, I woke up one morning on Facebook, and she expressed herself with poetry so beautifully. And I'm like, you're good, like, you're really good. And she said, Noza, I wake up in the morning, I get downloads, like downloads from above. Like, she said, I can't just write now. I'll get a download and I'll write a poem. And that's how I am. I get a download, and I have to be in the moment, in my emotions, for me to write. If I'm really sad, I do loads of poems. If I'm going through something, every time I write a poem, it heals me. By the time I finish a poem, I'll cry. I take a deep breath, and I'm okay now. I'm good. So
Wow,
I heal through my poem.
wow. And then you have the opportunity to express yourself deeply.
Yeah, yeah.
Then this opportunity is not for all of us, because you require
No.
passion. Stay there, dedicate your time to your poets.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
oh. Thank you, thank you.
Welcome. Uh, so I read your book, but I didn't know that you have this inner power to write your
Yeah, that's
own
my
self
superpower.
poet. Wow. So you
My
give us
voice.
a news that you're writing the second book.
My voice is my power. Before I wrote the book, because I do speaking engagements, I get asked to speak in different events. And for the last year I was doing a lot of free events for mental health, women empowerment. I was asked to come and give a talk about body perfection, all of this stuff. And I guarantee you, every time I've read one of my poems, a woman, 1, 2, maybe 3 women come to me, they hug me, they cry, and they tell me something personal about themselves that they went through. And they're like, Nelsa, I need you to help me. And I'm like, I can't help you. You can help yourself, but I can guide you. But it's almost like my poem connects with their pain, and they're like, this woman gets me, this woman. And a lot of clients that come to me, they're like, Nelsa, I don't need to explain things to you. You get me. You get what I'm going through, because I've been there. So when I read my poems, it's almost like she's connected with me now. She knows my pain. I need someone who's been through that situation to help me now come out of this, because we can't do everything alone, Christian. I've learned this myself even recently when I was putting the course together, because I wanted to put the course content, I wanted to do my free webinars, I wanted to have my free discovery calls with women, I wanted to do my speaking engagements, and I'm a single mom, right? I'm trying to do all of this by myself, because I'm like, yeah, I can do all of these things. I've got the time. And then last week I thought to myself, you know what? I'm teaching my women not to be the everything, but then I'm trying to be the everything. And I thought, you know what? No. So I invested. I got myself an administrator. I got myself an expert who puts courses together. And now I can focus on what I'm good at, which is talking to my clients, doing a free course, because I don't put any of my clients through any of my coaching programs unless I've spoken to them, so that we are right fit for each other, because I can't take on everybody. But I'll give them the half an hour conversation. I get to know what they're struggling with. And then if I've got something, which 100% of the time I do, I then say, okay, I've got this online program going on, or do you want to do a one-to-one with me? And then I tell them what's on offer. So I realize that no matter what journey you go through, you can be okay, and we'll call it healed. You can be healed. You're never fully healed. You're constantly changing, like you said. Using the healed the word healed is not the right word to say, but we never arrive at our destination, if that makes sense. We never get to the destination. And when you get to the destination, that's it. That's your time done. We're always going through a journey. So today I'm one person. Tomorrow I'm going to be a completely different person. Like you said, it's a process. And the process of changing and evolving is different. We're like, it's like I describe it, the transformation, I describe it like a nice butterfly, right? So when you're going through
Yes.
something, you're like you're a caterpillar, you're going through the slow process. You're a caterpillar, it's really, really, really slow, right? But then when you're transforming, you become this beautiful butterfly, and you become beautiful every single day. You're growing, you're becoming beautiful. People are noticing you. You're floating, you're flowing, and you're changing. So every day is different. Sometimes when you're in a garden or you're in a park, for example, and you just notice a beautiful butterfly floating. That's who we become when we get to that journey of self-esteem. Beautiful that everybody notices. When you enter the room, the person notices you. That's the journey of transformation. And we don't all remain this caterpillar for too long. Because once you make that decision and say, you know what, I now wanna put myself first. I want to transform my life. I want to take the steps forward. Once that decision, it's impossible not to change. It's impossible. Because once you make that change, you're like, okay, who do I need to bring in to help with that transformation? And that's it. And you ask, who do I need? How do I do it? And those people come to me. Like I'm right now with everything that's going on in my life, I'm attracting people that I want to support me and I want to do things. I've attracted you for this interview. You attract people depending on what stage you are in your life, and they help you to get to that next level. We never do everything on our own. And I remind myself that all the time. I cannot reach where I want to go by myself. There's no way. It's impossible.
Yes, it's impossible because as human beings, we need always support by others. But this
Mm,
don't mean that we need to take support by everybody. But we need to be
mm,
careful to choose uh, the right person for to
the
solve
right. Yeah.
a problem that can stop
Mm,
our improvement in our journey. And you
that's right.
did
Yeah.
an amazing job because you are so
Thank you.
clever to know what is important for you, and then you transform your life because you were humble
Mm,
to decide that what is necessary in the right moment. And few people in the
yeah.
world that have this gift.
Mm, yeah.
And
Exactly. Exactly. Can you see the comments
so,
on the right?
yes, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
Maybe
see.
I can see. Sorry,
That's okay.
I just see my comments. Maybe on YouTube. I don't know. I need to learn a little bit about how to use these
There's a comment
uh,
from Summer.
StreamYard.
There's a comment from Summer Sunshine, but it's language.
Yes, I don't know. Has written a strange language. Maybe it's Finnish or I don't know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
uh, Neusa, as you know, in my YouTube channel that's called Relationships Tips and Toxic for You. My aim
Mm-hmm.
is to help women in the reach the goals in their life, but most of my aim is to give them topics about a relationship. So, in your opinion, based on your life experience, could you give to our followers a suggestion how to maintain and improve a romantic relationship? Because you know
Right.
that I live an amazing story with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
You are so beautiful.
Yep.
It's a pity that he is not here with you, but your story is
He's
lovely. And then
downstairs. He's downstairs.
I'm sure that you can give the right suggestion tonight to our viewers. If you could share something about your story or something that you want to give it to our followers. Thank you.
Yeah. My advice is this. We often want someone else to love us and give us what we don't have. right? So we search for love, and I have a poem in my book that says about searching for love. We fight to have it, we fight against it, we fight when we're in it, we fight to let it go. We're always fighting to have this. And the thing is, how can you truly have the love from someone else when you don't know how to give that love to yourself? So that's where it comes to in terms of
Yes,
the journey to self-love. When I was
it's
in a
true.
difficult situation, my friend became my partner, but I was working on myself. And I remember feeling good when I was with him, but then feeling like crap when I wasn't with him. And then I said to myself, I don't want to just feel good when I'm with him. I want to feel good when I'm not with him. So I decided to work on myself. And one of the first things that I did, and I do with one of my clients, is called the mirror work. Have you ever faced yourself in the mirror, fully naked, told yourself how much you love yourself, but you want a man to do that for you? So you're in a relationship, you're feeling, you have no self-esteem, you're not confident in a relationship, you're creating a lot of issues in a relationship, or the partner's creating a lot of relationship because you've got this need to want the partner to give you what you don't feel, what you don't have for yourself. But once you learn by doing the mirror work, and that's just one of the techniques, by looking at yourself in the mirror every single day and telling yourself how beautiful you are, even if you don't feel it, telling yourself, I love yourself. Every day you do that, it's like you're having a meeting with yourself. Because when my partner used to say it to me, but I was so low on myself, I didn't believe him. But then when I started to do it with myself, and I began to believe it for myself, whenever he told me, I appreciated it, but I didn't need it, if that makes sense. So until we can actually have that full self-love within ourselves, that full relationship with ourselves, only then and only then can we teach someone else how to, or guide someone else on how to love us. I.e., once you know your self-worth, you will not allow anyone else to treat you different to how you expect to be treated. So once you know yourself, I've heard so many women that once they work on themselves, they've come out of relationships. They've realized this relationship isn't for them. Or they've realized that, you know what, my partner was giving me all the stuff, the love that I wanted, but because I wasn't working on myself, I wasn't able to. Sorry? Cool.
Oh,
Sorry. I wasn't able to
it's
give that
Slim.
to give that
I,
love to myself. Yeah, my partner was
uh,
just dropping his daughter home. So because the person is giving them the love, but because they don't have any self-esteem or no confidence, what no matter what the person is giving them is they're not believing it. But then when a person starts to really look at themselves, find that confidence and find their self-love, the partner starts to see this. They start to see,
yes,
and it will
yes.
reflect what you're giving yourself. I.e., um, for example, no relationship is perfect, but I read one book. I listened to an audio book actually when I had a moment in my relationship where me and my partner just wasn't, our communication was a bit all over the place. I wanted something, he wanted
Hmm.
something. I didn't know what he wanted. I thought I was doing what he needed. He thought he was meeting my needs. I thought he was meeting his needs. And I read that book, The Five Love Languages, and I realized,
Ah,
wow,
yes.
this is what I like. This is what I like, and this is what he likes. So, for example, my partner likes quality conversations, being listened to when we're talking, my full attention when we're speaking on the phone, because we speak to each other 3 times a day for like an hour or two sometimes. We have a very good relationship. So, because he felt like I was being distracted and not listening to him, his needs weren't being met. But I'm the kind of person that I like compliments. I like flowers. I like roses. I like a little, little tiny things. It doesn't have to be expensive things. And because that wasn't happening, my needs weren't being met. But once I understood, and my partner didn't need to read the book, I read the book and then I discussed it with him and he agreed. So I fixed that part of the clear communication. So whenever I'm on the phone to him, my attention is fully on him. And then when I told him what it is that I like, all of a sudden, he poured me a drink. All of a sudden, I get the flowers. All of a sudden, I get the little odd things. He'll buy himself something. He'll buy me something because we all have our own individual love language. But if you're not communicating, and I urge people to read that book about your 5 languages. Apparently, it's restored relationships, it's restored marriages, or like I said, it's made people realize that, you know what, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore because I want to find myself. And this is the thing, when you find yourself and you connect with yourself by doing the mirror work, by buying my book and doing the exercises on the book and working on yourself and really asking yourself, who am I? Say your name. Who is Neusa? Who is who is Sarah? Whatever your name is. Who am I? What do I like? And a lot of people that tend to go from relationship to relationship without that break, they never truly discover what they like themselves. So I'm not saying to people to, break up with relationships or anything like that. I'm not saying to go single or anything like that. But what I'm saying is focus on you. There's been so many people that I've worked with and I've guided and I've said, look, don't worry about your husband right now. Don't worry about your partner. It's not about them. And they call him and they're saying, but he's doing this and he's doing that. No, no, no. Don't worry about them. What about you? Let's focus on you. What do you like? And then they realize that when they start working on themselves, their partner's more attracted to them because they're like, oh, she's walking differently. She's not bothered about whether I'm on a phone to other people. She's not bothered that I'm watching football. She's actually just sitting there and enjoying her own company. And when they see that, they're like, oh, I like this person. I like this person that's empowered. I like this person that's just happy being by themselves. And they will naturally float to wanting to spend that time with a new person because too often we lose ourselves. And I'm sure you see it a lot, Christian, with the women that you coach. They've lost themselves a lot. And then some
Yes,
of the women that come to me are like, oh, I've raised my children. I've been raising my children for all these years. Now I don't know. I want to look after myself. I want a relationship. I don't know what to start. Start with you. That's it. Any great relationship, you must have that beautiful relationship with yourself. Then you can. I love my own company. I love my bubble baths. I love my wines, my glass of wine, my candles. I love romancing myself. I love doing all of that thing to myself. But obviously, when my partner does that for me, of course I appreciate it too. But I don't need to have someone else to do it because I can do and I can give myself those things. And whoever is in my life, my partner in my life, is that added bonus. So that's the advice I will give anyone. Just focus on you. Get to know who you are. Fully discover yourself. Face yourself as you would expect a man to face you, fully naked, and embrace every single part. I've got this quote in my book that says, to embrace your flaws is a skill. To love yourself is the magic pill. And that's the magic pill to everything. Everything. Even in business. When you're good with yourself
yes,
and you love yourself, your business will flourish. When you're good with yourself and you love yourself, your relationships will flourish. And that's how everything begins. It begins with your own internal self love and knowing who's the person that's inside this body, because our body will go eventually. Yeah, our body will change and our bodies are amazing, but what's inside can only get better when you decide to go within and discover who's this beautiful soul. That's why I call my book Journey to Self-Love, Soul of a Woman. We all have this soul that is beautiful, and when we start to speak up and ask ourselves what we really want, we can have it. We can have it.
yes. Then
And that's the
when
advice.
we
I hope I didn't
start
give
to transform
way
our
too much,
life,
but that's the advice. Mirror work. Get
yes, the connection, how it's working. There's a
yeah, a little bit of a connection, but yeah, carry on, Christian.
okay.
Can you hear
So
me?
no, because I was a little bit confused. Yeah, because I noticed this when I reach a goal or transform my life, and I noticed that people are attracted by myself because we became like a light in the darkness. If people can see our energy,
Mm-hmm.
so is the fact when
Mm,
we transform our life, we are not just somebody that is changing. but we become the master. And people
Yeah.
need master to be inspired.
Mm,
So, for example, when you speak about something that you like, your eyes getting beautiful. So your
mm. Yeah.
energy can be noticed by others. This one is
Exactly. Exactly.
something that real. It's not magical. Something real. People can see our transformation.
Yeah. They can. They can. And even like, for example, when you're in a relationship, when you're in a new relationship, yeah, you can't carry the past into your present relationship, right? So, for example, my partner never used to communicate as much, but now because he sees how I communicate, he does the same thing back to me. He communicates the same way. It's by saying to the person and not being afraid to say it. I don't like this, and I don't like the way that you did this because it made me feel like this. And that person is listening to you rather
Yes,
than accusing them and
true.
saying, you did this, it's your fault. No, I don't like what you said because it made me feel like this. You're also teaching your partner how to communicate with you. And if your partner is not a very communicative person, you can say, look, if you don't tell me what's going on, I'm not going to be able to help you. So you have to be able to tell me the same way I tell you when you don't like something. And my partner and me, we tell each other all the time. If we don't like something, we will say, or I will say, if I know that he's going through something, I'll turn around and go, baby, is there anything that I need you to, that you need any help with? Are you okay? Women as well have to learn to also ask their partner, are they okay? Because men, everybody
Yes,
matters. And a lot of men tend to ask women, how you okay? But do we ask our men, are they okay? Because we're just expecting them to be okay all the time. So asking each other the same sort of questions. And sometimes in a relationship you hear people saying, oh, he's not doing this and he's not doing, they're constantly complaining about the person that they're with. And I'm like, have you tried to tell them how you feel? Have you tried to do something? No, I can't be bothered because I know he's just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. Well, if you're not going to say nothing, he's not going to know what's bothering. If you open up and say what's bothering you in a nice way, so it doesn't come out in an argument, you will realize and think, oh, I didn't realize I was doing this. Okay, I'm sorry, let me do it this way. So it's all about communications, working on yourself, learning to communicate what you like and what you don't like, asking your partner just like he asks you. And if he doesn't, say to him, I would like you to ask me sometimes, am I okay? And then what you give to him, the person gives back to you, and vice versa, in a nice way. There's another thing that I'd like to share. There was a moment in my life where I felt like I'm always happy. Not always, but there's another times I'm very happy. And you're with your partner, and all of a sudden your partner's going through he's in a bad mood, and his mood is changing. And when I'm around someone whose mood is changing, I'm automatically going to become like them, right? Because I'm going to think, oh, okay, my mood is messed up now. I'm just miserable. So you know what? I started to say to myself, I know, what do I really want? What do I want my partner to give me back? And even though he may have been upset at the time, with my energy, I'll transform him in terms of his feelings. So even though he's not doesn't want to
wow.
talk much, I'll change the conversation. I go, so how are you doing? I give him what I want him to give back to me. Because if I, for example, I hope I'm making sense. Like if I'm in a happy mood and my partner's not, and I come to spend time with him, and I see that his mood is not great, and automatically go, that's it. The rest of the night is messed up. No, what I want is what I want. So if I want him to give me back what I'm feeling right now, the happiness, I'm gonna create it. I'm gonna create that
Yes,
happiness by
yes,
bringing in, transforming what I want back to me. And you do that by not mirroring the negativity. You do that by transforming your energy, your positive energy, into the person, so the person gives you back what they want. And if they don't, because sometimes it might not work, you can just say, you know what, this isn't good for me right now. I need to be by myself, and go and create your own happiness by yourself until that person is ready to be in your bubble of happiness. So it's in your energy at the same time.
and for example, because I am curious one day to meet your husband because you are so beautiful, your couple, and I
We're not married
wonder.
yet. There's no ring. Christian, there's no ring yet. We're not married yet.
Okay, so it's perfect. No, 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 it's
No
okay.
husband.
No,
Soon, soon,
uh,
soon.
so what? I forgot his name. How is it called?
Simon. Simon.
Simon. So Simon was has given to you that has enriched your life. That
As what he given me
maybe
in my life.
yes. Well, what is a Simon gift that has make worthy your life?
So is
This
it in
one
other
is a
words,
special
as in
question.
he is. You mean as is being in a relationship with Simon enriched my life? Is that what you mean?
Yes, because
Yeah.
staying
It,
in a couple sometimes is boring. Sometimes we don't care. We
mm,
stay 20 years with somebody, and then our life don't improve. But I'm curious to know, and I'm sure that Simon give him, sorry, give it to you a lot, and your life
yeah.
is improved, is enriched, thanks this
Definitely.
special man.
Definitely. Definitely. 100%. I would even say 1,000% because when I was in a bad situation in my life, he came into my life when I needed a friend, and he saw me break down. He saw me. I was a personal trainer when I first met him, and he saw me breaking down, and he was just a friend. He became a new friend just as I was breaking down. And at that particular time, I couldn't have a relationship with anyone, but he was there to support me through the whole. We were probably friends for like 2 years, through the whole. No, longer than that, because I was in depression for 4.5 years, and we were friends for 4.5 years. There was times when we didn't see each other or
Wow,
talk to each other, but he spent a lot of time. He was, because at the time that I was depressed, I disconnected from a lot of friends and family, and he was the only man I trusted to be around. And we used to talk
hmm.
just as friends, and he was always there for me. But when I decided to make a decision to work on myself, we started to get closer, and we became a couple. So what I realized with my relationship with Simon is that we're very open and honest with each other. And as I said at the beginning, we were always very honest. From friendships, we were honest. He knew everything about me as a friend. So we maintained the same thing. In a relationship, we maintained the same thing. We talked about everything. We even talked about past relationships that he's had. I'm very secure in my relationship where we could be somewhere and an ex girlfriend may pass, but I'm secure with myself because we know each other's past and we've accepted each other's
It's
past.
a
Because
big
everybody has a
risk.
past. It's a big risk, but we've accepted each
Yes.
other's past. We're not our past anymore. He's with me and I'm with him. So in terms of enriching each other's lives, we're playful with each other. We support each other. We challenge each other. He challenges me in my business a lot. He pushes me because he can see. He's always used to say to me when we just friends, he used to say, Nelsa, even though you're feeling like this, you're strong. And I used to say, I feel weak. He used to say to me, no, you're strong. So he knows how strong I am. So, and we like going to training events. We like fitness. We like pushing each other. We're very, very competitive people. So yeah, we've reached each other's lives is because there is not one thing we don't know about each other. And there's not one thing we can't actually come to each other and speak about. Some relationships may keep things from each other because they feel that it's better that way. We don't. We communicate. And as I said, every morning, we don't live together, but every morning we speak to each other for an hour or two in the morning. And then we'll speak again in the
Wow.
evening. So yeah, it has enriched my life being with someone like him
Yes.
who fully knows me and understands me.
This
Yeah,
one, I suppose, is a gift to
very
that
much
Simon
so.
has, because I
Yeah.
listen to others, especially our beloved, is a rare gift. And then we need
Oh,
to be ready to empty our conscience, our mental judgment, and allow others to express themselves. And this is a special
yeah.
gift that many coaches they don't have. So
Very much so.
you are
Very
lucky
much so.
to meet your partner in your
Mm.
life.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're both
and that
blessed.
is
Both
part of
very
your
blessed.
journey.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Very much so. Yeah.
So uh, I think that we can spend a little bit to give to close our live.
Mm-hmm.
In spend you can share something about the power of self love. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can speak about the power of self love based on your experience as Neusa Catoja, but
Mm-hmm.
as a professional.
Mm-hmm.
You can,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so you can use the last minutes to give to our viewers an
Mm-hmm.
suggestion, advice about just the power of love. And in the end, if you want, you can share your email address, how people can contact you.
Lovely,
Thank you.
lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christian. The power of
Welcome.
self-love is our greatest gift. For me, I didn't realize that I didn't love myself until I hated myself. And there's one thing that we have to remember. This body here, this outer appearance, it's just a residence that we are in. We're borrowing this body for a short space of time, right? It's the body that we're stuck in for the rest of our lives until we're ready to go into a new life, right? You can't escape it. So the analogy or the experience or any advice I'm going to say is this. For mothers who have children, right? When you have your children, you accept them no matter what. When they make mistakes, you accept them and you embrace them and you still love them unconditionally, right? We're so good at loving other people and giving our time and our space and our energy to other people and, you know, complimenting other people. Imagine if the empowerment you give your children, the love, the guidance, the nurturing, the acceptance, the embracing, the I love you 100 times a day, you give to that child to make sure that child is loved and to your best friend and to people around you. Imagine if you were to transform that energy into yourself and tell yourself every single day, do you not believe, do you not think that you would transform? Because say when a child hurts themselves and or they wear a pretty dress, you put a pretty dress on a child, suit, and you say to the child, you know, you look beautiful. Their eyes light up. Words are powerful. Words are powerful. So imagine using those words on yourself every single day and being your own cheerleader. Do you not believe that you will transform? If you're constantly saying I'm a failure, I'm not good enough, I'm terrible, I'm disgusting, your energy goes down. Just hearing those words, I'm feeling like this. But as soon as you say, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, even if you don't believe it, you start to open up, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing. So just doing an exercise of facing yourself in the mirror and saying all of this, your energy changes. So the power of self-love is this. When you use the power of words to truly love and give all of that, you can only transform. As I said, to embrace your flaws is a skill. To love yourself is the magic pill. Try even for this month of August. I've started a challenge for all of you that want to follow me on Facebook. It's Neusa Catoja on Facebook. I've started a challenge. Every single day, I'm posting a picture of myself. I'm describing the year and the month and how I felt at that particular time. And I'm ending it with I am grateful for being me. For 31 days, I've started to do that. And I've encouraged other women to do the same, right? By doing that, you're reminding yourself that you're grateful for who you are. Being grateful for yourself, loving yourself, saying positive words, saying positive things to yourself will transform your relationship with yourself. So that's the advice that I would give. There's so much more I give, and I give a lot of advice on Facebook, on my Instagram. It's called Free to Embrace Me. So it's free, as in freedom. Number two, embrace me. And I've got another platform called I Am Neusa Catoja. As you see, my name written. I have many platforms. I've even got one private Facebook page, which is called How to Begin the Steps of Loving You, where I coach women. I have many platforms to give free coaching. I also give a half an hour free discovery call, which I'm going to, once this live is on there, I'm going to put all my links in there for people to connect with me. I launched a program called How it's called Self-Love is Key to Happiness, How to Stop Being Everything to Everyone and Be at Peace with Yourself. And I've got 8 ladies that already started this week. We've got our first group call happening this week. And it basically consists of 6 weeks of online coaching, followed by once a week, as the members get together and ask any questions with regards to the course. There's exercises, there's reflections, there's videos that you get to go through not every single day, three days a week for about 10 minutes each. And then you get free one-to-ones with me at the beginning, the middle, and the end, right? And I've got a one-time offer to offer, and I've only got space for 3 ladies, right? Before I even talk to you about the price and the payment options, I always have to talk to my clients first. So I'm going to offer this space on the special offer, one-time offer still, because it's ended now, but for the process of being on this call, me and Christian decided that we're going to offer it to 3 people. As long as you book that half an hour discovery call with me, within this week, I'm actually going to extend it to a week. I think just doing it today is a bit too much. I'm going to extend it to the end of this week. For 3 women that book that discovery call with me, I can discuss with you what the one-time offer is. If we are the right fit for each other, you can come into this coaching program, and you're going to be guided by other amazing women. I've got different women that are dealing with relationship breakdowns. They've lost themselves. They're feeling overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. There's a whole range of different women, ranging from, I think the youngest lady that we've got there, I think she's about 25, and the oldest we've got in there is 58. So no age is too young or too old. Everybody has to discover, rediscover, reinvent,
Yes.
re-energize, right? So my program is going to offer you or bring you into a place with peace with your mind, your
The connection. Sometimes maybe the weather's.
comes on this call. Just 3 more ladies can get that free one-to-one with me. I'll post the link of the call with me in there, and then we're going to be neuro-linguistic program. If you're dealing with a specific issue when we talk, I can help that issue almost go away just like that. It's the power of my words. So yes, that's how you can find me, and that's how we can reconnect.
Thank you. I written in the comments some useful information, so people they can find you on
Lovely.
Facebook. And then if you can
So it's free
keep
to embrace me.
it's
So
called
it's free to embrace me with no space. Yeah, free to embrace me with no space.
sorry, because I try. Okay.
I also have a YouTube channel as well, so I'll put all my links at the bottom.
So maybe people that can read don't I written with the space, but please written all
You
sentence
can see the
without
name is
space.
separated. Yeah, the name is
I try
separated. So
to
yeah,
solve the
that's it.
problem now. I rewrite down correctly so people embrace me, Neusa Catoja.
Yeah, that's it.
Catoja. I like your name. It's
Thank
Portuguese.
you. Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes, yes. I'm originally from Mozambique. I was born in Mozambique.
Mozambique.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better.
Yeah.
Mozambique. But maybe one day we'll have another opportunity to speak more about your origins. because
Yeah, I'm more than happy
your
to
life.
come back.
Thank you.
I'm more
Because in
than
the
happy.
past you have in your childhood, when I read your book,
Mm,
your book is lovely because people can discover more about your childhood. Is
yeah.
another country, another story, different by others. So I invite
Mm,
people to read your book. They can discover more about you, but at the same way, they can discover more about themselves.
yeah,
Okay,
very much so.
Neusa, I am very happy to have you be interviewed on my first. Sorry, I'm a little bit confused, excited because it's something new for me. Uh,
Mm,
because usually I don't have the opportunity. But now I created this useful
yeah,
YouTube channel because I want to create a bridge between women to women to allow them to overcome adversity and improve their relationship. I hope
yeah,
to meet you again, to invite you on my YouTube channel because you have a lot gift, a lot suggestion, a piece of advice to share with our viewers. Today is our first interview, but then who knows what's happened during the years. Maybe we'll get famous one day. I don't know. Okay, Reza, if you want to say
no.
hello to our followers,
I'm more than happy to come back.
thank you so much.
I couldn't hear the
Neusa,
last bit, Christian.
sorry,
Thank you.
welcome. And
Sorry, I can
say
hear you
hello
now. I
to
couldn't hear you
our,
properly earlier.
okay.
So Simon, I will. Thank you so much, Christian. It's been amazing.
Welcome, welcome. Sorry. Have a nice day. Dinner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care.